Hey lovelies, you're welcome back to Reviews and Recaps. Let's talk about Destiny basically crying over Melody Shari and saying that she would have chosen Melody over Martell. If you're new to this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and tap that bell button so that you get notifications when I post reality TV commentary, celebrity news, and everything in between. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. And everyone, don't forget to like, share, and let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Now let's get into today's video. Now, some of you may know that Destiny does live videos with her life coach, Dion, where she talks about like loads of different things in relation to love and marriage, Huntsville. So they recently did a live where they were talking about her breakdown of the relationship between her and Melody. And it was interesting because she was crying about it. It was like she was getting emotional. And I'm thinking, girl, for all the things that you've done and said to this woman, like, why are you crying? But I feel like it's one of those things where there's a thin line between love and hate. And the way in which she's coming at Melody is like you're trying to give her all these like bad negative vibes because all you want is for her to take you back. As a friend, of course, nothing more. I feel like there are certain people in life, right? When they can't get access to you anymore and they want access to you, instead of coming up to you and saying, do you know what? I'm sorry. I don't know what has happened between us. Let's try to fix it. Then instead they would become negative. They would start saying whatever they can to disparage you, to make you look crazy just because they want your attention. And it's like you're not going to get any positive things out of this. Instead, you're going to make the relationship break down beyond repair. So it's just like you crying over it now a couple of years later. Everyone just feels like it's strategic. Like you're trying to be on the show forever or remain on the show for a while and you want to be right next to Melody. Because let's not forget, at the girls' trip, she was constantly trying to sit next to Melody. Why? I think we now know the answer to that. But I'll let you tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. They did talk about a lot of things, and we'll get to what she says about the whole Melody and Martell situation. But before that, I want to quickly touch on what she said about Dr. Shena. Now, she did say they discussed the reference to Dr. Shena saying, hey, Destiny, I haven't seen you in a long time. Basically stating that they have met at some point, right? Now, if you guys remember, Destiny does say on the show that her and Shena had worked together at some point. Now, Dr. Shena said that was a lie and that she called all the people that know her and who are tight with her, and they're like, they had never seen that girl before. So it's like, what are you talking about? Now, Destiny does also say that she has seen Shena at a couple of events, so Mimosas with Melody in the past, and that she bought her book a couple of times. So she doesn't know if Dr. Shena is basically saying that it was from like the last Mimosas with Melody event, or if it was when they actually worked together. Now, you guys know we've already discussed this whole working together. Dr. Shena says she does not know the girl. But so I think what is more likely is the whole Mimosas with Melody. Now, I don't know why Destiny would lie about working with Shena. That's a very, very serious point. But anyway, I don't want to go back into that. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section below. So they moved on to talk a little bit about the whole if you're messing with someone whilst you're married, even if you're separated, is committing adultery. Now, of course, that may be like trying to throw a little shade at Melody, who was allegedly talking to somebody after she separated and left the marital home. Whatever the case may be, I think it's one of those things where people have their perspectives on that. So I'm not even going to go into that. Now, the bit I really want to talk about is where she starts talking about Melody in a little bit more detail. So she talks about, Dion brings up the whole Melody saying F Destiny, and that if someone says F you, what they got going on is not actually in the past. The issue is very much present and is happening in real time. What I would say is it depends on the context. If, for instance, someone is bringing up someone to me, that's someone I don't F with, and I'm like, I don't F with the person. Let's be clear. We don't know if they edited the first half of it. And even if she says F Destiny, do you blame her? especially after what Destiny has done. Imagine posting the 4-piece nuggets with the paramour when their mom can't even post them. It's like, imagine the audacity. So yeah, no, I'm not giving you any chances. So if she said F you, then she really meant it. And that's just on periods. She talks about she was trying to maintain her peace and protect her peace in that moment and not go off. I'm like, girl, let's be clear. You did go off. And you weren't protecting no peace. That did not last for very long. Are we watching the same thing? I did not see someone trying to remain peaceful. I saw someone that came ready to fight. Let's be clear. You wore that mugshot for a reason. You came to this woman's strip for a reason, knowing you guys are not friends, okay? So you knew what you were coming to do. Let's not act like you were out here trying to be peaceful. I like people that own their ish. You came there trying to start some mess and did stand in it. You did that. Now let's talk about what I know you guys came here for. She did talk about her friendship with Melody and her relationship with Martell. And she was basically saying that Melody was aware that she was talking to Martell and that sometimes Melody would know that she was talking to Martell and say, girl, click over and tell me what he said. I'm like, yeah, just because she wants to know what was said does not mean she expects you to go and tell Martell what she said. Let's be clear. Martell repeats things. And when you also, like, at some point, if I have sense and I know that this person is going to take information to my ex-husband or husband, I'm not about to be telling you stuff. I'm going to keep that to myself. If you want to pay Messenger and tell me what he says, of course I'm going to listen. But I'm not going to be telling you some stuff, which means I'm going to be separating myself from you. And before you know what's happening, there's no way we're going to be able to continue a relationship, a meaningful relationship. Destiny said that if she knew that Melody had wanted her to choose at the time, she would have chosen Melody. Ain't that something? She said Melody just kind of stopped talking to her and she had no choice. So you chose the side of the abuser. Like, where does your principle stand? Where does your integrity stand? Just because you're not friends with somebody does not mean that you should now go and be keying with her ex because you said you would have chosen her. So you would have chosen her over, so you knew that she was a better person than Martell. Yet, because you no longer felt like you had access to her, you did the one thing that you know would hurt her. You chose Martell. A good friend will not need to be told that you need to support your friend from someone who is constantly trying to AB her. Someone who is constantly trying to make her life difficult, make her life hell. You think you're going to choose him and think that your relationship will ever get resolved? It's like, I don't know what land you live in, but it must be La La Land. A good friend, Destiny, would have said, okay, my girl just stopped talking to me. I love this girl. She's been there for me. She's paid my lawyer fees before. She's paid salary for an employee for me before. She's clearly come through for me. How can I support her and come through for her in this moment? Instead, your ego was hurt because you felt like this woman took a step back from you. Instead of you as a good friend to be like, okay, she's going through a lot. Let me reach out and see what is going on. What can I do? What have I done wrong? What can I rectify? You chose the side of Martell, and that is on you. And to think that Martell was the remnant, isn't that funny? Martell, you guys are out here doing bestie, but then you wouldn't have chosen him. That means he's only chosen because Melody does not want you. So what does that say about the relationship that you guys have? That relationship is some messed up shenanigans. It doesn't mean ish, but you're hanging with the enemy. That's pretty much what it is. You know what would hurt her is for you to continue to be kicking and doing bestie with Martell. And that's exactly what you're doing. You're now taking it a step further to be fighting Martell's battles when all you want is ultimately to be friends with Melody. You've taken it too far, and now there is no reconciliation that is going to happen. Even if you guys reconcile, she is never going to trust you. So the level of relationship and access you're going to have with her is not something that you would ever be comfortable with. So what are we doing? This is a lesson to everybody. When you are having issues with your friend or your friend ain't talking to you, instead of ego, pick up the phone and call this woman, show up and pull up and be like, girl, what's going on? You're my friend. We've been through a lot together. Tell me what's going on. How can I support you? That's it. That is all she had to do. Melody could have sat down and poured out her heart and said, I really don't like you being friends with Martell. It makes me uncomfortable. He's done all these things to me. And then, as a good friend, you would do the needful. But the fact that you didn't think to do that, it's like, girl, what are you doing? Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, hit that subscribe button and tap that bell button so you know every single time that I post. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye.